Bom dia, muito obrigado, Presidente Lula e Governador Barbalho, pelas calorosas boas-vindas a Belém do Pará. We come together today, here in the heart of the Amazon, at a pivotal moment in human history. A moment that demands courage, cooperation, and unwavering commitment to our planet's future. A future that belongs not to us, but to our children and grandchildren. I want to first express my profound gratitude to Brazil for welcoming us all to Belém. Over the last week, I've seen firsthand that your global commitment to environmental progress is not new. It's built on decades of bold action, visionary thinking, and shared purpose. From the Rio Earth Summit in 1992 to Brazil rapidly becoming a leader in renewable energy and sustainable agriculture, you have shown the world what climate ambition looks like. Just earlier this week, the vibrant city of Rio de Janeiro hosted the Earthshot Prize, a global initiative I founded to accelerate and spotlight the most innovative solutions to our planet's greatest environmental challenges. Many of these solutions are born in the global south. I want to add my thanks to the gracious hospitality of Mayor Eduardo Pez. The event was not only a celebration of ingenuity and hope, but a powerful reminder of what's possible when we lead with vision and courage. It was inspiring to witness such bold ideas from people all over the world come to life in a place so deeply committed to sustainability. And so as we gather here in Belém, 10 years on from the Paris Agreement, we are reminded of the extraordinary power of nations, communities, and individuals coming together to drive change. Where we unite behind shared purpose, we can scale and accelerate solutions that transcend borders, solutions that give us hope and fill us with optimism for the future. I have long believed in the power of urgent optimism, the conviction that even in the face of daunting challenges, we have the ingenuity and determination to make a difference, and to do so now. I grew up with my father, the King, talking about the power of nature and the importance of harmony in the natural world, a subject he has championed for over 5 decades. It's a privilege to also represent him here today, as well as everyone else who has championed this cause for so many years. All of us here today understand that we are edging dangerously close to the Earth's critical tipping points, thresholds beyond which the natural systems we depend on may begin to unravel. The melting of polar ice, the loss of the Amazon, the disruption of ocean currents. These are not distant threats. They are fast approaching and will affect every one of us, no matter where we live. Communities around the world are already facing rising seas, extreme heat, wildfires, floods, droughts, and increasing frequency of extreme weather. We saw the disastrous impact of simultaneous floods, fires and droughts in Brazil in 2023. Just this year, I visited the Welsh town of Pontypridd with my wife Catherine, where the community is still recovering from devastating floods. I met families who had lost their homes, their possessions, and their sense of security. One resident told me how the river that once brought life to the town had become a source of fear. Their resilience was deeply moving. It was also a powerful reminder that climate change is not a distant threat. It is affecting lives across the UK and across the world, from small towns to major cities, from coastal communities to inland regions. No corner of the globe will be unaffected. These impacts pose risks to growth, security, and well-being in all countries. But we know that these risks often fall hardest on those who contributed least to the crisis. This demands urgent, coordinated action. We must ask ourselves, What legacy do we wish to leave? Because the impact of all our choices will be felt by us all around the world, in the safety of their homes, the stability of their livelihoods, and the health of the natural world that sustains us all. The road ahead will be tough. We must transform the way we power our lives, produce our goods, move from place to place, and care for our land. But this is not just a challenge, it is a profound opportunity. An opportunity to build cleaner economies, restore nature, and improve the health and well-being of communities everywhere. It is an opportunity to grow our economies, develop new technologies, and create secure and affordable energy systems that are central to our future prosperity and security. Action on climate not only protects future generations, but is a powerful engine to create better jobs and lives today. We need to work together to build resilience from the escalating costs of climate change and become nature positive. This means incentivizing protection and restoration, not destruction. It means recognizing nature's true value, not only in economic terms, but in its ability to sustain life, culture, and community for everyone to enjoy. As we stand together in the heart of the Amazon, a region not only vital to global climate stability, but also home to indigenous communities who have safeguarded these forests for generations, we are reminded that true climate leadership means listening to those who have lived in harmony with nature and empowering them as stewards of the planet's most precious ecosystems. At London Climate Action Week, I convened governments, philanthropists, and Indigenous leaders to issue a call to action for land tenure and forest finance pledges to be delivered at COP30 here in Brazil. That call to action continued through New York Climate Week in September and brings us here to Belém, where we must listen to the voices and leadership of indigenous people and local communities who care for half of the world's land and a third of its remaining intact forests. Their territories are vital to climate mitigation and biodiversity preservation. Yet only 11% of this land is legally recognized. Where indigenous people and local communities have secured land rights, deforestation is lower, biodiversity is richer, and carbon is better stored. Yet nearly 800 million hectares of their land remain unrecognized. 10-year security empowers communities to resist harmful projects and pursue sustainable livelihoods. This is not just a moral imperative, it's a practical climate solution to the climate and biodiversity challenges our planet faces. Let us build a future where indigenous people and local communities are recognized as global climate leaders, where their rights are protected, their voices heard, and their knowledge respected as vital to the health of our planet. This week in Rio, I had the privilege of meeting representatives from indigenous people and local communities at events hosted by the Earthshot Prize and the Royal Foundation's United for Wildlife program. Their connection with and tireless efforts to protect nature are nothing short of inspiring. They are not just participants in the climate conversation, they are leading it, and we must stand with them. But it is also important to acknowledge the progress we have made. From the Paris Agreement to the Global Biodiversity Framework, we have shown that this can be a unifying agenda. When nations come together, we can chart a course towards a more sustainable future. And the UK stands with you in this mission. The UK hosted COP26 commitment to halt and reverse forest loss and land degradation by 2030, signed by over 140 countries, was a historic alignment of global will and has already exceeded its target. Since then, the global goal on adaptation has been agreed, and the fund for responding to loss and damage has been operationalized so that resources can begin flowing to communities hit hardest by climate impacts. The COP26 Indigenous Peoples and Local Communities Forest 10-year pledge has already exceeded its target of $1.7 billion, with over 1.86 billion supporting strengthening forest communities. Climate finance is growing. Action is being taken on emissions. Renewable clean energy is expanding at record pace, creating thousands of new jobs and boosting economies around the world. Countries are embedding nature into climate strategies, launching national adaptation plans, and investing in nature-based solutions. These are not just policies, they are lifelines. Brazil's proposal for the Tropical Forests Forever Fund is a visionary step toward valuing nature's role in climate stability. That is why it was an Earthshot Prize finalist this year. The initiative recognizes that climate and nature must be addressed together, not in silos, but in synergy. The science is clear. We must go further if we are to secure a livable future for all, and we must go together. The time for partnership, protection, and progress is now. We know what is at stake. We know what must be done. And we know that no country, no community, no individual can do it alone. Our children and grandchildren will stand on the shoulders of our collective action. Let us use these inspiring surroundings here in the heart of the Amazon to rise to meet this moment, not with hesitation, but with courage, not with division, but with collaboration, not with delay, but with decisive commitment. Let us honor the leadership of those who have long protected the planet, Indigenous peoples and local communities, and walk forward together. Let us build a future where nature is valued and where every child inherits a world of prosperity, not peril. Let us rise to this moment with the clarity that history demands of us. Let us be the generation that turns the tide, not for applause, but for the quiet gratitude of those yet to be born. This here at COP30 is our moment. Let us not waste it. Our children and grandchildren are watching and hoping. Obrigado.
E nesse momento teremos a manifestação do primeiro-ministro do Reino Unido, Keir Starmer.
Colleagues and friends, 10 years ago, the world came together in Paris, united in our determination to tackle the climate crisis, a consensus that was based on science that is unequivocal. And this unity was not just international, it was there within most of our countries. There was a cross-party consensus in the United Kingdom. The only question was how fast could we go? Today, sadly, that consensus is gone, with some arguing that this isn't the time to act, and saying that tackling climate change can wait. But my question is this: can energy security wait too? Can bill payers wait? Can we win the race for green jobs and investment by going slow? Of course not. Inaction would only deepen these problems, drive prices higher, leave the call of opportunity unanswered, and leave our communities exposed to greater instability, flooding, rising food prices, growing migration flows, and growing threats to national security. Just look at the tragic destruction brought by Hurricane Melissa. Lives lost, homes, livelihoods, entire communities destroyed. Islands just trapped in its devastating path. And so we say today to our friends in Jamaica and across the Caribbean, we stand with you. And look, there is a better path for all of us. We can choose to rise to this moment and to recognise that this is not just a problem to be solved, but also an immense opportunity to be seized. So the UK is doubling down on the fight against climate change as an investment in future generations, yes, of course, but also crucially as an investment in improving the lives of working people here and now. Our aim is very simple: to make energy a source not of vulnerability, but of strength, an engine to create thousands of new jobs, bring down household bills, and end, once and for all, our exposure to volatile fossil fuel markets and dictators like Putin who seek to weaponize them. Everything we're doing here is about seizing that opportunity, renewing our nation to deliver for our people. We will bring these opportunities home, not by lowering our ambition here, but by raising it. That's why at COP last year, I announced our world-leading, nationally determined contribution, aligned with delivering the Paris Agreement in full. I urge other leaders to do the same, as the best chance we have of limiting temperature rise to 1.5 degrees. And we're following through on our commitments today. I'm proud to say we're delivering the largest investment of clean energy in British history and the biggest nuclear building programme in a generation to take back control of our energy system and make Britain a clean energy superpower. Already, our clean energy sector is second only to tech in its rate of growth. At COP last year, I announced a £1 billion turbine contract for a wind farm blade factory in Hull. This year, I'm pleased to announce upgrades to the port of East Anglia, which will pre-assemble the turbines using the very same blades made in Hull, so they can be loaded out to the offshore wind farm in the North Sea. We've also got new deals in Belfast to support 2 major offshore wind farms in the Irish Sea, and in Manchester, where we're building one of the UK's largest battery sites. And all of this is in addition to the over £50 billion of investment into UK clean energy industries announced since last year, and 800,000 jobs expected by the end of the decade. So from revitalising our coastal communities to firing up our industrial heartlands, our clean energy revolution is powering millions of homes, securing thousands of skilled jobs, and delivering energy security and national renewal. And look, this is how we will win in the new era, by driving forward together. And we want you to join us to amplify our progress at home and around the world. We are already investing in adaptation and mitigation for our long-standing commitments on the international climate finance. And last year, President Lula and I joined forces to launch the Global Clean Power Alliance, together with partners around the world. We're helping developing countries secure investment for energy transition. And now we're going further in unblocking clean energy supply chains too. So let me be clear. To my mind, this is a win-win. The greater our collective ambition, the more progress we make in tackling the climate crisis, and the greater opportunities that we create. For example, just for UK businesses, providing goods and services for global net zero transition could be worth £1 trillion by 2030. So look, my message is that the UK is all in, because we know you don't protect jobs and communities by sticking with the status quo. You don't meet a challenge like climate change by standing still. You do it by embracing change, embracing the opportunities, and doing it together. This iconic setting eloquently makes that point. The Amazon rainforest helps to regulate the climate for every person on Earth, and it reminds us that this is a truly collective endeavour. So, as His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, said just a moment ago, let's be inspired by this setting and let's rise to meet this moment together. Thank you very much.
Teremos agora a manifestação do presidente da República Democrática do Congo, Félix Tshisekedi.